to our session. So I just want to check that you're all here for Theatre of the Oppressed, because the collaborative leadership was going to be here, but it's not now.
Is there collaborative leadership somewhere else?
No,
oh, is it cancelled?
It's cancelled.
That's due to a collaboration between us.
Okay. So this is a taster session. My name's Stephen.
My name's Joanna.
And I am Sola.
And we'll be your guides through the session. It's alright, I think we're full now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're never full. That's
Alright, okay.
Yeah, I'll bring more chairs.
Okay.
Bring them all.
So we've heard a lot about complexity and austerity and words like crisis and things like that. In this session, we're going to try and explore that in a different way, and to maybe use some different kinds of data that isn't numerical and it isn't written down anywhere, but it's much more within us and how we might use that data.
Can I be seen? Can I be heard? Do I matter?
So, in a place far from here, but near to there. Think about it. The animals could walk and talk. And during this time, there was a serious problem in that the rain caused deaths regularly amongst the smaller animals. And so a leopard, who was a leader of the animals during that time, said to the rest of the animals, "Why don't we build a shelter?" Now, the animals thought that this was a great idea. There's something you should know, however, and that is that at that time, none of the animals had teeth or claws apart from the dog. The dog was the only animal that had teeth and claws. Now, all the animals got together and they built this shelter, apart from two. One was the duck, who said, "Well, I like it when it rains, it's my element." And dog, who said, "I'm a dog, and I live in a cave, so I'm not building this shelter." So they built the shelter, and it rained and it poured, and all of the animals were safe. People or animals from other places called leopard to help them to build a shelter in their lands too. So leopard went, and whilst he was away, it rained, and then it poured. And then it rained some more, and it poured. And Duck, of course, was outside, just enjoying herself and dancing in the rain. And Dog was in his cave. And in his cave, the water was dripping along the roof and landing on his head. And he's shifting, but whenever he moved, the rain dripped on his head. And so he decided that he was going to go to the shelter too. He began to run to the shelter. He got to the shelter, and the goat stuck her head out of the window and said, "You can't come in because you didn't build this shelter, so go away." But Dog leapt in through the window. Remember, Dog had teeth, Dog had claws. So Dog jumped in through the window and began to bite Goat up. And chased all of the animals out of the shelter. And the animals dispersed. And Monkey walked up to Dog and bowed and said, "Let me be the first to welcome you, Your Majesty." At which point, Leopard came back. And Leopard saw all the animals outside in the rain and said to them, "Why are you here?" Now the story continues, and it comes to a natural conclusion. But at this point, Leopard, who was instrumental in building the shelter, is now an outsider. Leopard is alone. Leopard is just like those people who are entrepreneurs and then fall foul of some incident that causes them to become mental health statistics or to be on the streets or even to be pariahs within their own family. The story is a metaphor for how an outsider is not necessarily an outsider by essence, but by circumstance. And it's something that's worthwhile reflecting on.
So if you'd all like to stand up and push your chairs back. And if you can try and take as much space as you can, and just focus on your bodies a bit and your physicality. Benjamin was talking about the tree. We were also hearing about the dance earlier. So being mindful of where our bodies are and how we feel. I'm going to do some tapping, which is a basic Qigong exercise to release energy and open our bodies. But first we start with grounding our legs and our feet, and our branches coming out of the bottoms of our feet should be as wide as the branches on the top parts of our bodies. So if we just put our right hand in the air and reach out and tap across the opposite shoulder and breathe. And breathe. I guarantee you will feel different after this exercise. And stretch your other arm out and keep tapping and tap down the arm. Tap down the arm. So it's quite a good tap. And then lift your arm in the air. And don't be embarrassed, but in our armpits we contain a lot of energy. So reach out with one arm and tap with the other. And breathe. Breathe in the armpit, okay? On the chest. Don't be shy, folks. Breathe. I feel a lot of the breathing is up here. Feel it down here. Necessary, bounce as you're tapping. Bounce and breathe as you're tapping. Okay? And then take the opposite arm. Stretch up, breathe, and reach over to the other shoulder. And tap. And breathe. And tap. And then tap down the other arm. Tap. Tap the arm and the other armpit. And breathe. Stretch up, no limp arms. Stretch up. Stretch up. Great. And breathe. Breathe and tap. And bounce. Bounce. Bounce and tap. Okay? And our bottoms. A lot of energy in our bottoms. Go for it. Yay. Yes. Sorry about the tight skirts. Okay, and the legs, and the thighs. And breathe. Breathe. Okay, clap the hands. Massage the face. Breathe. Pull the ears. Okay, pull the ears. Take one step back. Breathe. And open the body, so stand like this. Let out a big sigh. And one more time. Breathe and reach up and open. Okay, just close your eyes for a second. Feel the difference in your body, and anybody who says there is no difference, I won't believe you. Okay, breathe, roots through the feet, branches through the upper torso. Own your uniqueness. Own your uniqueness. Okay, right. Open your eyes. And if you'd all like to walk in the space between each other and not acknowledge each other at all. So just walk through the space, being aware of where you are, where your feet are being placed, how it feels like to roll through your feet, if you can. Keep your heads up, but do not acknowledge each other. Okay, let's speed it up a bit. and imagine that we're all in rush hour, catching the tube. Okay, a little faster, little faster, little faster. So even though you're not looking at each other, you're aware that there are other people you're mingling with. Change direction. Okay, faster. Okay, now just look into someone's eye. Catch as many people as you can as you continue to walk. Acknowledge that other person. Okay? It's interesting, you slowed down. Okay? You change direction. Okay? Now greet as many people as you can, in whichever way you get. Just stay exactly where you are, ground yourselves and breathe. Acknowledge how you're feeling. Just take on board whatever feelings you might have in this present moment. Stephen?
So we've been getting more into our body, and our bodies communicate a lot. And we're going to do a little activity now to try and experience, to access a different type of experience for a different kind of relationship with different people. So we're going to split the room half and half down the middle here. So if we have one group over there, group over here. And we're going to explore status, high status and low status. Sola and Joanna are going to demonstrate this. So one of you could join that group, that'd be great. So, high status, what's the body language of high status?
Big.
Big? Tall?
Open.
Eye contact? Air of confidence and bigness and filling the space. Okay, so could you just model that, please?
Both of us?
No, just the one. Thank you. So this group is going to be high status, so start to put yourself into that. Low status, what are the characteristics of low status?
Stoop.
Pardon?
Stoop.
Stoop, yeah.
No eye contact.
No eye contact.
Hands hidden or controlled.
Yes, yeah, good.
Feet shuffling.
Feet shuffling, yeah. Smallness. Okay, so this group is going to be low status. We're going to spend a minute just milling around as you did before, and you're going to meet people, or high status people are going to meet other high status people, and they're going to meet low status people, and low status people are going to meet other low status people, and they're going to meet high status people. So just in your, really get yourself into the body state for your status group. Just give yourself like 10 seconds. Just don't think about it too much, just go into it, whether it's natural or not natural, doesn't matter. Just really kind of, if you're small, if you're big, right, okay? Just breathe into that. And start to mill around and interact.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing? Nice to see you. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. You too. Hi. Hi. Hi there. Hi there. Nice to see you. Okay. Hi. Hello. How are you doing? Thanks. Hello.
Two.
Hello. How are you
And pause, just freeze where you are, and just notice what you're feeling right now. What body sensations you have, or any emotions you might have. Anything that's not like too rigidly thinking, but just how do you feel?
Bit prickly.
Okay. Fine. Stay with that feeling for a moment. And on the count of 3, we're going to take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath and be huge. Okay. So now, divide back into your 2 groups as you work.
I'll go first, thank you.
Okay, this time we're going to be in reverse. So this is going to be our high status people, and it's going to be our low status people. Oh, I see the numbers have really kind of got against you, haven't they? But I'm trying to provoke anything here. Okay, just if you could give yourself 30 seconds, 15 seconds, just to get into your experience of high status or low status. Just give yourself that opportunity, and then when you're ready, start walking around and interacting with other people, high status people, low status people. And when you're ready, go.
Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you?
Okay, just pause where you are. Again, take notice of what you're feeling and the senses, any emotions that you might feel. And I'm going to count to 3, and on the count of 3, take a deep breath and be you. And then just go back into your 2 groups again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great, into your 2 groups. So, I want you to just reflect a little bit on some of those feelings, thoughts, experiences that you had. For some of us, we find, you might have found the high status difficult or the low status difficult, might have found it a bit too easy, not felt very comfortable with it. It works in different ways. It may have aroused a memory, or it might have aroused an emotion. So I just want you to pair up with somebody from the other group and just spend a minute sharing with each other a little bit of what you were feeling. So no theories about status here, just really what did you personally feel doing that. So if you could just do that, randomly connect with someone. So we're working at quite a faster pace than we might normally. Normally we'd have a bit more processing time. But we'll just invite you to just get back into a circle again. Can I sit down? If you want to sit down for a moment while we go to the next bit.
Sorry,
I'll not get my head back.
there's not enough money, is there?
We're taking you on a fast track through some layers, and hopefully this will all be revealed over the next 5 minutes.
Okay, so what I'd like to do now is work with some image work. So if you would like to work with the person next to you, hopefully there'll be even numbers. So there's an A and a B. And the first image we're going to create is the unheard voice. The outsider with the without a voice. Okay, so you two, Stephen, you two. Yeah, have you all got a partner? So, person A will, or person B, whatever, will start off, do the image, we'll have an example in a minute, we'll do the image, and then from the image, a sound, which could be a sound or a word, will be heard. So, Stephen and Sola, could you demonstrate that, please? The outsider that isn't there. Okay, so notice how you feel. It should take a minute each, and then I've got another instruction which is similar. But take the time to embody what that means for you. Stephen didn't have a sound. For example, there may be no sound that comes, but there is that opportunity if you do have a sound to make it. Okay, so if you can do that with your partner and find a space in the room, A does the image, is witnessed by B, and vice versa. Okay, off you go.
Hands up if you
really focus on what you need to do. It's really important to give yourself the opportunity to feel what you're feeling. I know some of you may feel a bit awkward, but even if it's for 10 seconds, hold that image. It's really important work, this. Yeah? So if you can witness the other person and do the image, that would be great. Thank you.
You can't get anything like now, yes, but it's too many sounds.
Has everybody had an opportunity to do that? Yes. So if you would like to do the same thing around being overwhelmed. Being overwhelmed. So the idea is an image, a sound, and witnessing your partner.
But it's completely
Mine was quite similar.
The best one.
Feels everyone else is different.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
They're the naughty ones.
Okay, can you just take a step in any direction and just shake it off? Okay, just shake it off. Okay, and I'm going to hand you over to Sola.
Okay, let's just move these chairs out of the way. I'm going to need 4 volunteers, please. 4 brave souls to volunteer. Okay, will you come forward, sir? Please come forward. Just 2 more. Excellent. And perhaps another woman. Come on. All right, so what I would ask you to do, just turn and face the whiteboard. Try not to be too blinded. And at any point, I'm going to ask one person to turn around and face everybody else. Now, there should only ever be one person facing the audience, if you like, at any one time. So when you turn around and face us, somebody else will turn around and interrupt you. As soon as they turn around, you turn back and you face in this direction again. Now, try not to crane your head to see who's turning. Try to use your peripheral vision and also your sensitivity. But let's just see, does everybody understand? Any questions?
So if we see someone else move, we turn back.
Yes, exactly. Yeah?
Understood.
Okay, so please just begin. Anybody can turn around at first.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Right, so, hello everyone. Oh, wow, there's quite a lot of people.
But in this one, let's just make it silent for now. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Great. Perfect. Okay, thank you very much. Now, if you're all facing that, so you've got the mechanics now. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to just think of a story. Think of a story in which you were the outsider, or a story that you know of in which somebody else was an outsider. It could be a news story, it could be a personal story. Preferably, it should be a story that you've got some closure with, so not one that's going to cause you to break down at the front of everybody. You know? So, think of a story you can tell from start to finish, but a short story. And whilst you're thinking of that, I'm just going to let you know that you're going to do the same thing, the same mechanic. So if somebody's turned around and somebody else turns around, you turn back. In the first instance, when the first person turns to face us all, let that person say enough of their story to be an introduction. After which point, anyone can turn around and let each person tell enough of their story to be an introduction. But after the introduction, you can interrupt at will. You don't have to pay respect to anybody in particular, as long as you let the introduction happen. Any questions? Does everybody have a story? Hands up if you don't. Excellent, so begin when you're ready. First person can turn around and introduce their story.
MG had terminal cancer. We were trying to work with him to think about how he could live safely during the time that he had left. Didn't know how much he had left. he was difficult because we were trying to get him into a hospice, but because he was actively using heroin and a lot of people both using drugs around him and a whole range of issues around prostitution, etc., the local hospice, which was a fantastic hospice, was unwilling to take him. So we had this kind of core problem that was compounded by the house he was living in.
So I got up this morning, I was really looking forward to this event, right? It was going to be the best networking event I had ever been to, so I was putting on my best shoes, my best socks, my best trousers and my best shirt to come along, because I thought the conference would be like top notch and the sessions would be better than I've ever been to, and I was looking forward to making lots and lots of connections and networks. So anyway, come through the door and I was asking, for...
When I was younger, I thought I was quite sporty and quite enjoyed doing sports things and worked really hard at doing netball. So I was very excited about going on and doing the practices, and every time that they started doing the team sheets, I get really excited, and my name was never there. So I'd try again, and then it was always trying to be in the team. And then one day I actually got picked to be in the team, which was very, very exciting, as the reserve. So it made me feel very much like I was the outsider and not the person to be part of it, but just a kind of spare person.
When I was at school, I didn't belong to any group, and I walked around every day hoping that a group would welcome me and help me create some personal belonging. That stuck with me for many years, kind of not connecting to particular groups, and then it was resolved as part of finding a family, creating a family, and then realising that I belonged to myself.
The problem was that his roof was collapsing and all these noxious fumes were coming out, and we were scared that he was going to die there and then. Everyone else just...
And I really didn't like being part of being the reserve person, because it just felt like I was a spare part rather than part of the actual team, and everybody kept going, oh, it's okay, you're reserve.
So I chose one of the sessions because I really wanted to contribute to it, and at the time came for questions and I put my hand up and everyone just ignored me, and I thought, this is the session I want to be at. And so I started talking, and again it wasn't recognised or acknowledged.
And I just thought, we need to get him out straight away, otherwise he's just going to die there. And everyone else thought, no, just let the guy die there. And if we have to find him and you'll go around there every single day, just to try and keep him alive.
And I still wasn't part of the main team. I was still just...
Okay, so now you finish your story, and then the next person that turns around will finish your story, and so forth.
Anyway, as I grew older, I grew to accept that it's okay to be the reserve for the B team, and sometimes you've just got to be the role that you're meant to be.
So I turned up at lunch and I wanted to talk to someone. They didn't talk to me either. And so I would just settle down in my own mind, eat my sandwiches, and just enjoy the day as it panned out.
So everyone said I was quite cool by trying to move out terminally ill man. But eventually we managed to work around it. It's cost us an absolute fortune to do so. But the guy managed to stay there until he died about a month ago. And everyone accepted that I wasn't evil.
Okay, your story is finished. Yeah, okay. Let's give them a round. Thank you very much. And just understanding that there was that being an outsider has a diverse, there's a lot of scope into what an outsider means. Where does it come from? Is it within us? Do we make ourselves outsiders? Is it because of the approach of other people? How much is circumstance? How much is because of how we relate to particular situations? So, Stephen, are you going to do the soundscape work that we talked about yesterday?
Yeah, so this is an opportunity for everybody to get involved. And so what we heard was 4 stories, and just very quickly, being interrupted, was that like helpful?
No, it's really annoying. It's so much story.
I was fortunate, I wasn't. I managed to finish. I got focused on a short story.
Well, it did provide focus. Annoying focus.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just wondering, what was coming up for other people, and wondering whether this time we could but do it in much faster because we're running out of time. But think about maybe somebody who's vulnerable and speak with their voice, just what they might be feeling. And what I would like this part of the room to listen as social workers. Like a little group over here, maybe to listen as members of community volunteer groups. I think we'll have NHS here. I think we'll have general public there. And what I'd like you to do is think about what message you want to give to them as they speak. But we're going to start them off first, okay? So if you could just turn around. And the first person, so you're speaking in the first person here, and trying to tell your story about how you feel. So, one of you start. When I go like this, I want to hear those voices, loud, coming through. Okay, first person.
Haven't been out of the house for about 7 months now. Someone's been visiting me, like you, but maybe once a week.
I just feel really sad and like I'm not included and not part of what people want me to be doing and what I'd like to do. I just want to get included and be someone that's involved.
I just can't cope. Everything's dark. I just don't know what to do. I feel lost. I feel overwhelmed. The pressure of everything that's mounting is incredibly overwhelming. And
I just don't think anyone really wants to hear what I have to say.
Okay, we need to hear. Let's hear your messages. So loud and clear.
I can't get down to it. Can you do something about it? I can't get it down
Okay, we're going to hold a thought there. Just stay with what you're feeling right now. Whatever was going on just now is absolutely fine. But it is what was going on, and it's data about the system. It's data about what the public feels. Maybe not saying anything, standing there like that, that's fine. Messages, all of that's data. So what I want you to do is just move into 3 groups and just very quickly start to tell what were you feeling when I just stopped things. And give everybody 30 seconds to talk about that. So just form groups. You take that group, yeah.
Same group we were in before, or
Yeah, just work geographical groups.
such overwhelming noise.
That's really, together, so
they couldn't do what we were saying. Yeah. They're just so much happening. All the different agencies coming in and combining and joining.
Interesting. When it was listening to me quite a show, you didn't.
I felt completely overwhelmed when they were speaking. Like it was just like an onslaught. Pointless to
It's when Benjamin was standing on light type of thing, and he was speaking, and he was like sitting in a arrow shape, like this, and it's like you're we weren't talking to each other. Benjamin is almost in a question.
But also, the one thing I wanted you to say was that we can hear you talking romantic, but then it felt like actually, like go about this. Is that even true? Like, I want to be saying that, but it's maybe not authentically true. So
social care background.
I
think I agree with what goes on inside, and we can't actually face all of those things that go inside. It's like a dam, and when the dam breaks, it's like the thing shattered, you're faced with the reality of the world of emotions.
Overwhelming nature.
It's very shocking.
The story is very quite different. What came out of that second one was quite anxiety. It's like there was real consistency in all of those episodes.
It's interesting. And the stories were really interesting, but actually then, even though it was about being interesting, but then when people were saying how they felt, it was harder to engage. It was harder to engage with it. With the story, you're like, okay, I can understand the story, I can process it in the story. I don't know if it's because it's not happening, but it's just like, I don't know, like, it feel like that one.
It's a distance though, because you're engaging cognitively in the story, and it's safe in a way. Where it's like when they're talking about how they feel, like there's that kind of feeling more towards it. You don't want to be in a way. It's kind of, can I cope? And being sucked into this morass of like 4 people telling me how to do something. I felt like a curious parallel to the story.
How to help people with that level of anxiety? How do you help systems with that level of anxiety? Where do you go?
Okay, how are we doing? Has everybody had a chance to say something? Just very quickly, because I know there's another group knocking on the door, this is a taster session, but just for the 4 in the front, how was that for you when you stopped? Because obviously you just discussed that, but it would be really good to know, as the people who are asking for some help, what did that feel like?
Really unpleasant. Yeah, really unpleasant.
Okay, yeah, of course. Thank you very much. They're running a workshop, so they do need to go.
Yeah, really disempowering, and they're quite not despondent, but quite
Yeah, when you stopped it, I was relieved. It was pointless.
And what did you feel about each other, just out of interest?
Nothing really.
No, I didn't take them into account. I was only interested in what I had to say.
Okay. Well, we did say this was a taster. When exploring a system together, we might spend half a day doing what we've been doing, and then we might move into some thoughts and ideas about how we could hear the voices better, what inclusion might actually involve, how relationships are playing out, and maybe reproduce some of those relationships in the room through this kind of methodology, and then kind of see what insights come from it. So on behalf of the 3 of us, I really want to thank you all for just stepping in and doing an experiment in a public conference. As I say, we hope, if anybody's feeling they need a bit of support because it's raised for them, then we'll be outside and be available to do that. Don't want anyone to go home feeling kind of like stuck with something. And we've got a little handout to give you on your way out just about who we are. So thank you all very much. I think, round of applause.
As you walk out of the door, just go like that and walk out of the door into it's a portal. It's a magic portal.
Safely get it.